This is Freestyles with Drew and Spang, and Drew really likes it when I say Joe. So I'm gonna do that whenever appropriate.
I will never stop liking that sound.
I really enjoyed doing it.
Oh, my mic is on now.
Hey.
I will never stop liking that sound. I don't know why.
I don't think I'll ever stop liking to do it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do it whenever appropriate.
It works for both of us.
Speaking of appropriate, Facebook has made some changes.
Yes.
That
Finally.
Did you like my segue there?
Yeah.
I felt a little bit like
good.
Joe Bluth. That was such a good segue. If you don't get that, you haven't watched Arrested Development. Hey, but Facebook has deemed that it is inappropriate for certain aged users.
Yes.
The 8-bit sound making makes it all the better to talk about because
But what about Facebook?
Capped it.
What are they? They're kicking off certain users, right?
Yeah, they're kicking off. First of all, I didn't know that this hadn't happened before. Mm-hmm. You're going to talk about your thing. I set that up. So talk about the age.
Facebook. Well, apparently, when it originally started out as just college kids. You had to have originally you had to have. It was only like 5 colleges. It was some of the Ivies, and you had to have that email to register.
Yep.
Then it expanded to all colleges, and then high schools trickled in, and now it's pretty much everyone and their parents are on Facebook.
Yep.
And it got
anyone
to the point
with
where
any valid email.
Yeah, anyone with any valid email. And so it got to the point where their filters were not very strong. So I mean, it was originally supposed to be college kids, and now you have 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds.
Yep, because there's no verification needed anymore.
Yeah, my cousin's on there, and he's like 9.
Mm-hmm.
And just everyone's there.
I have a teddy bear that's on Facebook.
Yeah, and what they decided to start doing was they're filtering ages now, and they're going to monitor. Because obviously you can lie. So you can say that your age is older than it actually is, but they're going to monitor all of the activity, and they're kicking off anyone under the age of 13. Or no, I think it's 13 and under. And so it says on the report.
So you have to be 14.
Yeah, you have to be 14, and they're kicking off as many as 20,000 users a day.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, 20,000 a day.
And for me, that's fantastic because as a future parent / as a guy that wants to be a youth pastor, I realize that while it's not as common as say a MySpace or those kind of things, if you search long enough on Facebook, you can find things that are inappropriate for any age, let alone a 9-year-old.
Right.
Which brings me to my next thing.
Yes.
In that I didn't know that this hadn't been done before, but there has been within the last year a recent, or I wouldn't say recent necessarily anymore, but within the last year, a big push of Facebook users to make sure that no registered sex offender has a Facebook. And this was never thought of before.
That hasn't happened?
And it hasn't happened till recently. They have come up with some way to link up with sex offender registration websites and things like that to make sure that that doesn't happen. So if your name is the same as a registered sex offender, they're going to make sure that you are you and not that offender, which I find fantastic.
I like that.
So, hey, we have a game idea. I have a game idea.
Yes.
And it's call into the show. I want somebody to call in.
Just to call in.
651-286-7550. You win something if you call in. But here's the game. I want a few people to call in. And then Drew and I will decide, based on your answers to trivia questions, who wins. We're going to have a series of 2 trivia questions. It's just 2. They're going to be completely random. They could be from anything from pop culture to Pokemon. And, whatever. It might be a random math question. I guarantee it's less than calculus. But it's going to be some random question. Call into the show. You win $5 worth of tokens to...
so this is the token.
Yeah.
Ooh.
$5 worth of tokens, a hug from Spang, maybe a t-shirt if I have a t-shirt in your size.
The hug's worth it.
I give wicked good hugs. I do.
Yeah.
Just going to throw that out there. And and that's the game. So call in, 651-286-7550. We'll have 2 questions for you.
So you don't know what they don't know what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
But they're going to be one. I'll make sure. Here's the thing. I'll make sure that one of them is multiple choice.
Okay. How hard are they allowed to be?
One of them is going to be like basically a freebie if you were born in the early 90s.
Okay.
And one of them is going to maybe be a little bit of digging, but I will let you have your internet up and I will give you 15 seconds to
Okay.
answer the question.
All right.
I think that's fair. Call into the show, 651-286-7550. Speaking of ridiculous things, AJ has a song for you that he's going to set up of my favorite pirates in the world. You're listening to Drew and Spang.